Hello everyone, this is Bowser Galaxy 10.
So, younger Joel thought this was bad?
I'm 15 years old, okay?
Welcome everybody to our rambling review of the amazing Spider-Man. And that title's not a lie.
I'm not sure I would go so far as to say it's amazing, but it is a very good movie.
Yes.
This is a very overall, not spoiler opinion. This is a very good movie. It is worth watching for sure.
Yes, very much. Like, if you like Spider-Man, this is great. It's kind of slow at the beginning, but then it picks up.
Yeah. So, where shall we begin with our discussion?
Peter Parker himself?
Peter Parker. I'll be honest, he's a little bit less goofy than I remember, but he honestly only has like a couple of sections where he's being goofy Spider-Man, but when he is,
all those are amazing.
It's fantastic. Andrew Garfield is really good at being like the goofy, witty Spider-Man. I think that's his forte over the.
Yeah, kind of odd where his Peter Parker is probably the most mature Peter Parker we've had since, like, besides like the PS4 game. Like, I took a lot of comparisons from the PS4 game to this. Actually, it seemed like pretty close.
Yeah, although early on he was kind of a little edgy and bratty and.
Like, I was looking at this, and at the very beginning when I saw his like look and such, I was like, oh no, we're getting Dragon Ball Evolution. I'm getting Dragon Ball Evolution flashbacks, where it's like this is not going to be Peter Parker at all, and then it slowly started going back, and I do like how he didn't try to be Tobey Maguire. He tried to make his own Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, that is one of my favorite parts of, like, making a new version of something where it's like, if they're too close, why even do it?
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like, at least from watching this first movie, I feel like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, I feel like they work really well as sort of like a kind of hammy, goofy, but with a side of seriousness kind of movie where there's like some seriousness to it, but it's also really goofy and hammy and fun.
I think that was mostly the first one that really didn't have that balance.
I mean, I think the first Tobey Maguire was kind of a little goofy. It was pretty goofy. The third Spider-Man is kind of goofy. And honestly, I don't like the second one as much because it's not nearly as goofy.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie, I feel like it has its funny, witty moments, but it's overall a fairly serious plot, and I think it actually handled it pretty well. And yeah.
This is a pretty good version of the story as well.
Advertising!
Come on!
YouTube.
Fuck off, YouTube.
Rip. Okay. We have the most of professionalism.
Of course. Anyway.
Do we have more to say about aboard PvP?
Not really, he was pretty good.
He's great.
I do like how they brought more into the comics with this one, as opposed to the Maguire stuff.
Yeah, he is.
Like, he had more of the gadget stuff, and not just literally having them come out of his arm somewhere.
Which, the more recent comics do that. Like, there's like a reboot.
Yeah, but it's like, I like the...
But the original was with
fluid thing.
Yeah, the original, you had the spider fluid.
Yeah, I like that.
It's cool to see. And out of the 3 Spider-Mans, this is the only one that gets that.
Yeah.
So.
Alright, Gwen Stacy. Might as well get
Gwen
to her.
Stacy is amazing. I love Gwen Stacy in this movie.
This makes me wonder why the hell did they stick to Mary Jane so often? Besides for the obvious fact, which we'll get to.
I mean, here's the other thing. Gwen Stacy was also like the first Spider-Man's like first long-standing girlfriend before, you know, the little thing happened.
She fell for him.
Before she... Okay.
Either way, that Gwen Stacy is perfect. Like honestly, I'm very sad where it's like we don't get Gwen Stacy this much.
I did have a little bit of a beef where I feel like Peter and Gwen's relationship is kind of a little
quick
and
where it's like it's kind of weird how Gwen's going after him.
Yeah, it's kind of just like she's like, oh, she meets him and then she's like, oh my goodness, I like him, and she's just like she's into him like immediately.
Yeah.
Even though he's being like awkward and dorky, she's like, and like, it's weird.
It's not even being that awkward and dorky, honestly.
Well, I'm not really awkward and dorky. I don't think that's the right word. It's almost two nice words. Like he's being kind of weird and a not good, like a way that's like almost bordering on creepy at first. And then she's like, oh yeah, let's be friends. I'm like, okay, sure. But once it gets going, I actually really enjoy it. Like, the early on is weird, and once it gets going and they're actually like close and stuff, I'm like, this is really cool. And I will say, Gwen as a character is just way easier to. There are a lot of things about Mary Jane that just irritate me.
Yeah.
That she's like.
Let's just put this out of the way. Gwen Stacy is incompetent.
She is competent. She like has her own agency in the literally at one point Spider-Man's like, no, get out, I don't want you, you're in danger, and she's like, no, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you.
You know, she kind of seems like the Iron Man love interest now that I'm drawing comparison between the two.
Yeah, she's kind of like Pepper, actually.
She's like a more competent one of her.
Yeah. Like, she does, so, like, the whole thing where she's dealing with the lizard, where she, like, sets off the, like, sprinklers and stuff, it makes all...
Everyone leave, and then is making the cue. If she wasn't here, he would have lost.
And there's another advertisement, because we have the most professionalism of all of the people of YouTube. But yeah, like...
He would have lost!
And like, even when Mary Jane does actually try to help, she's like, oh, I hit them with...
I got kidnapped, and then he got hit because he had to save me.
And his son Gwen is like, sure, she got into a position where she could have been in big trouble, but then she wasn't. But she was like, she did like a whole bunch of stuff to like she did like a whole bunch of clever stuff, and basically everything that was like reasonable.
I would say this is a lot more believable of a romance between these two than the others, where it's like, I did not ever see Peter and Mary Jane ending up well in any sense in the original trilogy.
Their relationship felt very...
Like, they needed counseling fast.
Yeah, their relationship felt very...
toxic.
Very toxic and not okay. This relationship actually feels like a good relationship. Like, it has, like, a little bit of problems, but, like, on the, like, level that's normal for people in a relationship.
Yeah. Alright, let's go off Gwen Stacy for once in 5 minutes. Lizard?
Dr. Kurt Connors. I remember not liking him as a villain at all, and I still think his appearance could be better. I wish he looked more like a lizard than he does.
Yeah.
But I really
He does kind of give me Arkham versus Killer Croc vibes.
Yeah, but he does. I think he's a cool. He is a cool and fairly threatening villain.
Yeah.
And he.
Also, what's up with people figuring out his identity in like 10 seconds in this movie?
It's almost like he's surrounded by smart people.
Huh. Meanwhile, in the original, it's like, how do you not know? Then again, Peter's kind of a dimwit, being like, I'm gonna use my own sponsor camera to track him down. I'm sure nothing will go wrong here.
Yeah, whoops. But, one thing I really liked was that, and I'm pretty sure this is pretty much accurate to the comics, is that, like, Kurt Connors is like, he's a good person who's actually trying to do good things, and he kind of just ends up creating this monster that he turns into.
Yeah.
And it's really cool, actually.
It kind of... I got a lot of Green Goblin flashbacks from, like, the original Spider-Man movie, where it's like, this feels like that done right.
Yeah.
Where it's like...
It's not as hilarious and hammy, but
it's not him screaming at a mask.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's the only reason it even works in the first movies, because who cares if it's stupid? It's hilarious.
Yeah, but in this one, it actually seemed like really good, like a Jekyll and Hyde-ish one.
Yeah, they actually did a really good job with it. I do feel like he could have been a little bit more threatening. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like if he's... I don't feel like you ever get to a point where you're like, oh shoot, his plan is... Where you're like, oh shoot, his plan is about to succeed. I don't feel like he ever quite gets to that point. Like, you're never, like, I don't feel like you're ever all that worried that...
I don't think Spider-Man's ever really had that yet. Where it's like, I don't think 1, 2, or 3 really had that.
I mean, I
don't even remember what Free's villain's actually plan was, besides kill Spider-Man.
There is a part where, like, Spider-Man is, like, getting beat up and he's about to die. And
where it's like, that's really the only part ever, though, where it's like... But, I mean, that happened in this movie, too. Where it's like, Spider-Man's about to die, oh my god!
Yeah. He's a pretty cool villain. I liked him a lot. Gwen's dad.
He existed?
He did his purpose to the plot. I actually really liked him and Peter's back and forth at the dinner. I feel like that was really well done.
Yeah.
Really, really fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
He does his job in the plot. It's fine. It's cool. It was kind of annoying that he's like, "Go, Peter, I got this," and they were like, "He's gonna die." 30 seconds later, yep, okay.
Where it's like, I looked at him having to go up to the roof, and I'm like,
he's dead.
Yep. Where it's like, I've just seen enough movies where it's like I'm a side character who's gonna go help the hero. You're going to die. Anyone else?
Brief mentioned Flash, the guy who's bullying Peter, and then like that was kind of like a cool little mini arc where he's like bullying Peter and Peter's being mean to him back, and then Uncle Ben dies, and you're like that actually I felt something there when he was like,
I'm sorry.
When he was like, I'm sorry that you lost your uncle. I'm like, that is, like, I really like that, because that's, like, actually, like, I feel like that's actually like a pretty, like I think that's a cool depiction of like some bully type people are actually like that. Like if they realize, I actually something bad actually happened to this person. I'm actually gonna like be a decent human being now.
So only half the time though.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he was a fair Spider-Man. That was kind of neat.
Yep.
So it was a cool little thing.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a big.
Oh yeah.
But
Also,
it was a cool
special
little
mention.
thing. And there's another advertisement.
Special mention. Lee Cameo. My God!
It might be the best Stanley
Where he's like a music teacher and Spider-Man and Lizard are fighting in the background. Like, I feel like this is the scene that every other like hero fighting the villain behind someone who doesn't notice is trying to be.
Yeah, it's just
where it's like, wow,
so good.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I like about it is it's there for like 10 seconds and then he leaves and they move on.
Yep.
It doesn't overstay its welcome too much. You get your big laugh and then it's back to serious business.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, this movie's great.
Yeah. Would recommend.
Where would you place it in the Tobey Maguires? I think 3 still beats it.
I think
it's very close.
Personally, I think I rank it a little higher than 3.
Alright.
But it's pretty close. I agree, it's pretty close.
Yeah, I'd probably say like 3 and Amazing are tied, 1 and then 2.
Yeah.
And I know enough from the internet where R2 is very heavily against. Like, a lot of people are against that, would be against that ranking very much so.
Yeah. Shout out to all the people who are like, Spider-Man 2 is the best superhero movie ever! I'm like, sure, you can feel free to have that opinion. That's fine.
I ain't fighting you.
I kind of understand it.
Yeah.
I don't agree, but
yeah,
I can understand that.
Yeah, I can say that Amazing's up. Pretty good.
Yeah. I feel like I don't see a lot of discussion of it on the internet, and I feel like the Amazing Spider-Man is kind of under the radar compared to the other two, and
I think Amazing is that one of those under-the-radar middle child. It is feeling like under-the-radar middle child. Literally, where there's 3 trilogies in between, and then there's just this little 2-parter.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to watching the second one and seeing how I feel about
that one. I hear very little about, besides for the one scene. Where it's like, that one's probably going to be the one where I know pretty much next to nothing. All I know from that one is that too many villains, that scene.
Yeah, in case people are wondering where this compares to like the Tom Holland trilogy and
I don't know.
And Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, no, it's not comparable to any of those, but
yep, I haven't seen any of those. We'll get to them eventually.
Yep. But yeah.
Yep.
Good movie. We'll recommend.
Yep. So we'll do Amazing Spider-Man 2 soon. Well, we got a little special treat in the middle of that.
Should we just give him the meme and let him figure it out from there?
Can a spider fly? I don't think it can by laws of aviation.